Laredo tonight, though.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm in Laredo.
Well, I know you're in Laredo, but I didn't know you were gonna drive back. I think you were staying the night over there.
Nah, dude, I'm driving back. I've got an 8:30 in the morning, and then plus I got to take care of the dogs, bro.
Your story. Hey, my dog's kind of sad right now, man. I don't know what's going on there. He didn't. I don't know if he's not eating or if he's. I think my female is pregnant, and
Uh huh.
I think she's not letting him eat. But
Mm.
we're live, bro. I don't know if we're gonna see people hop on here, but it's gonna get recorded on YouTube and it's gonna be recorded on Facebook and all that good stuff. So, we are
Oh
live.
damn,
And I don't
damn!
know
I
how
wish I had some better lighting.
you're fine. Want to shine your phone light like this? I was gonna tell you, as we go through the podcast, there's gonna be some opportunities, and I don't know how this works just yet because I haven't figured it out. For people to comment on the podcast, and we can show some of these comments as we're progressing through the show, and at least I think that's the idea, and then you can answer some of those questions that people might have. And I know you're in Laredo, and you're in Laredo for your, what is it, your stepson's birthday?
21, bro. 21.
Oh shit, dude! So I won't take too much of your time.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you pushing me back.
No man, you're fine, dude. John, so we want to start, by introducing ourselves. I'm one of your real estate agents here in the office with Remax Platinum, right? But go ahead and introduce yourself real quickly. Who are you? What are you? What do you do other than help people buy and sell homes? Nah, I'm just kidding. What are you? Who are you? Who is Jonathan Lindley?
Oh man, uh, Jonathan Lindley, real estate broker, Remax Platinum. Just celebrated 18 years in the business. I've literally had my license half my life.
No shit.
Uh, yeah, dude, it's real, bro. It's something different. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Very fortunate for agents like yourself that allow me to be their broker. You know, yeah, I believe in educating, and I've educated you, but not only that, man, you and I first met when I sold you your house.
Yes. Well, actually, I actually have a special segment for that.
Okay, okay.
We'll
Uh,
get to
but
that
you
part
know,
here in a little bit.
uh,
No.
past president of Greater McAllen Association of Realtors. Next year, I'm gracious enough to serve as the global committee chair for Texas Realtors, and I'm currently serving our region as a tree pack trustee. So I've got a 2-year gig there. Hopefully, gonna up for 2 more years after that.
Nice, nice. So what is it? What does it take to become a broker? You've been in this business 18 years now. What does it take to become a broker? How did you get? Take us from when you first graduated, because you were a real estate agent from when you graduated, right?
Yeah, I took the summer off. I took
Okay.
the summer off. I played a little traveling baseball. Uh, bro, we teenagers, we know everything. So I thought that I could sign up for college whenever I wanted to, and that wasn't the case, man. That wasn't the case at all. So I missed the sign up for college. Didn't get the financial aid. Uh, you know, my pops kind of told me just go take your real estate test because I already done my classes. So I took the test, passed it, got my first sponsorship. I think 6 weeks later, had my first closing. I closed on a lot,
Nice,
residential lot with a builder.
nice.
Same builder wanted to buy another lot next door. Had another closing. I had my first two closings within 3 months, and the rest was history, bro. I never went back to school.
And you're a broker today, and I have had this conversation recently. I'm kind
Mm-hmm.
of now an aspiring broker myself. What are the steps to get there? What does somebody need to do to go from real estate agent, realtor to broker?
So I went about it the long way. Obviously, no college, but you with your degree, man, you could submit that to the real estate commission and most likely get a lot of those hours knocked off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total of 900 hours. So, I mean, you imagine each course, there's 30-hour courses, there's 3-hour courses, there's 1-hour course.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did the full 900 hours.
I heard about that. I was like, because I was doing some research on it. You know me in research. I like to
Yep.
go down rabbit holes here and there. But I don't know that I could do 900 hours, dude. That's a lot of hours.
So, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, go for it, dude. Most definitely.
Champion School of Real Estate, bro. Amazing, amazing online courses, your own pace, proctored exams. I did my courses at STC, so can't knock STC either. But I did my core courses there. I did my second round of core courses there. My instructor was Mary Lou Henry, longtime broker. Consider her a friend as well. She's got a very established business here in McAllen with us. She's longtime member of our association as well. But after and then Trek changed it up. You only had to be licensed for 2 years under be sponsored for 2 years, but Trek changed it up. Now it's 4 years sponsorship, and not only that, they go off a point system. So you've got to report transactions to the real estate commission so you can get credit for those points in
Right.
order to get your broker's test, and then you got to go take the test all over again.
No shit. So there's a
Yep.
test for being a broker.
There's a test for being a broker. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
I remember when I took the test, man. They told me like we're gonna give you 4 hours to take the test. I'm like, all right, cool.
And how
I
long did it
walked
take
out.
you?
I walked out after 100 and after dude less than an hour and a half. I walked out. I'm like I need a restroom break. I went
But
to the
but
restroom. I like walked around. I walked back in. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, what do I do?
well,
Dude, I literally
they didn't
finished
tell
in like
you
an
that
hour
you
and a
could
half.
finish. Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't tell you you can finish and walk away.
Well, I didn't. I mean, I was gonna go back and recheck my answers and all that, but I said the hell with it.
Yeah. So I mean, and everybody has their own story right here, right? But like, I got my real estate license. I passed the national part the real easy the first time around. But the state part was really hard for me to pass. I for whatever reason, I guess all the rules and all the laws. The math portion was in the national part, and I'm a math teacher, so that
Yep.
was very easy for me. The national part was good. The state part was the one that was difficult, and for whatever reason I couldn't pass it. Whatever I did on the third shot, third time is the charm. You know what they say. I went in, walked in. 20 minutes later, I was done with the test. But it only, it really was only 20 minutes that I needed to take for that test. And so I know what you mean there, man. That you don't need the full 4 hours. I mean, you take them if you need them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So hey, John. Moving forward, what can you say have been some milestones or major successes in your 18 years of business, and what can you say your challenges were in this business? You've been
Oh
doing this
man,
since 2000 what 2006 2008.
October '05, bro.
No shit.
October '05. Be honest with you, probably one of my biggest challenges when I first started was, dude, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
That's just the honest truth. And also too, a lot of people didn't want to work with an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, looking back now, I think I wish I would have been a little bit more educated on how to ease their minds, how to put them a little bit of ease that I do know what I'm doing.
Right.
But also the other thing, man, is everybody says you got to have a clientele, you need to have a sphere. Dude, we were right out of high school. My sphere graduated with me.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
but you
weren't.
talked
They
to me
weren't.
about that the other day. You told me that your sphere was people that bought a lot of houses, right? Or bought a lot of real estate.
I've actually sold a lot of real estate to people that I went to high school with, and even helped some of their parents, man.
Yeah.
But those were some of the challenges when I first started. You know, I mean, some of the big milestones, man. For example, I just had a closing on Friday. That guy's literally been a client of mine since I was 18 years old.
Oh wow,
You know, he was one of the ones that gave me a shot when when not a lot of people wanted to. Um, you know, I've got this development subdivision coming up in Donna. Actually met that owner. Her dad was actually literally my first listing. So want to say like one of the big milestones, one of the key things is definitely that longevity, that long repeat business. But not only that, man, like people like yourself and Mo that I've had the opportunity to sell houses to that get their license and then they want to hang their license there with me.
yeah,
It's cool, man. It's a great honor. It's a great honor, and I think it's a huge sign of that I did something right.
most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Um, you know, and I don't want to get to that segment just yet because I'm saving that for
Now we
later.
won't. We won't. We won't. We won't.
Because I got something to say about being a skeptic, and you know me, and we'll get to that when we get to it. But there's something about me in particular that and you told me that I can use to relate to clients. But we'll talk about that here a little bit. So, John, I want to know a little bit more about all your accolades. You have a bunch of when you send emails out to us, you have a whole lot of uh, acronyms, initials, in your
Al- alphabet
alphabet.
soup, bro.
Yeah. What is
Alphabet
all that,
soup.
man? Like, so I have a couple of them. I have the GRI, the ABR, and the GR. Did I say the GRI? Yeah. So I have those two, but you have a fuck ton of them. Like, well, what are they, man? Like, I know people are always curious about what the ABR stands for, what the GRI stands for, but you have a whole bunch. I know you have what the CIPS.
Seven.
You have what do you have?
I mean, I've got the ABR. I've got the GRI like you. Um, I think the one that I got that I didn't realize the importance of it is my CRS, Council of Residential Specialists. Actually, very honored that I'm sitting on I served the state board this year, and I'll be on the state board next year for that particular RRC chapter. But that one is actually I didn't realize the importance of that one. There's only about 4% of realtors across the country that have that.
Uh-huh.
And you know, we're probably about 1.6, 1.8 million realtors across the country, and I'm
No.
only one of 4% that have that one.
Yeah, but it's kind of
So
hard to
that
get,
one's
right? That one.
yeah, that one's kind of hard to get. You got to have a portfolio of sales. You've got to have some longevity in the business. Not only that though, that one's a $200 a year renewal.
Yeah. Well, you sent me the
Uh,
class there the other day for what was it? The team one that you sent me. I was trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
sign
yeah.
up for that one because I know it's through the CRS. They actually ended up canceling that class, man.
Oh,
I,
really?
yeah, for whatever reason.
Well, that particular one, that CRS is part of the Residential Real Estate Council, which is a national chapter or national organization. And you know, I'm part of the Texas chapter down here, or in Texas chapter. Um, but you can actually be a member of it without the CRS designation.
Mm.
And when you're a member of it, you've got access to the networking. But not only that, man, they've got certifications that come out of it. You know, whether you want to focus on foreclosures, whether you focus on estates, probates, divorce, like you can go get certified and say, "Hey, I'm a divorced listing agent specialist."
Yeah, I heard those people make a lot of money, man. Why lie?
Uh, haven't figured that one out yet, but I'm trying to get in that business.
Yeah,
Um,
divorce is what I hear. I don't know if it's true or not. I hear that if you're gonna be a listing agent specifying in the divorce divorce genre, you got a lot of money on that
yeah.
one.
Hey,
Yeah.
tell you what, I'm gonna do something a little bit different real quick. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna, you know, my stepson's they're heading out already, but I'm gonna go throw him on camera, give him a shout out,
Go for it, dude.
and
There's,
so
is
and
he
then
a
I'll
real estate
jump.
agent too?
Huh?
Is he a real estate agent too?
Hold on, bro. Can you hear?
You muted yourself.
I muted myself. Yeah, I'm just trying to
There you
disconnect from
go.
my truck. I'm trying to
Yeah.
disconnect from my truck though.
Got you. I don't
And
know how that
so
works, man. I'll be honest, I haven't done this with the phone just yet.
now I got it right here, bro.
There you go.
I'm expecting you to make some comment because I got an iPhone and you got an Android and
Well,
all
I'm
that.
on my computer. I'm on my computer right now, and I hadn't tested it on the phone just yet because I wasn't sure if it worked or not. I know Brittany. I had Brittany last time on this, and she was on her computer, and she had
Yeah.
mentioned something about not being able to do it on her phone. So I was like, no, but let's just do it on the computer. It just seems like it's easier.
But no, but so I mean, then some of the other designations I've got. Hold up, real quick. Hold up. Hey, here he is, right here. 21 years old.
Woo!
So,
Happy birthday!
thank you, appreciate it. So, um, but yeah, no. I mean, then I've got the certified international property specialist. That's a pretty cool one for networking referrals. It's a lot of fun. Um, I've got there's one that I just got, pricing strategy advisor, uh, commitment to excellence. That's a course that National Association of Realtors puts out. So
Yeah.
just trying to get more education done, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then another one that I've actually started focusing on a little bit more is the short sale foreclosure resource.
Right.
So I know you recently tried to go through a short sale right now with a client a few
Hmm. Yeah.
month ago. Um, that course actually guides you on how to help clients go through a short sale. Gives you templates for the hardship letter that they can use to submit to their lien holder. But not only that, it gives you the resources how to keep people from foreclosure.
Right.
And I mean, as you know, I'm a big investor in RPAC and Tree Pack, bro, and that's what it's about. It's about promoting that home ownership.
Hmm.
So if we as realtors can help people keep their houses, if we as realtors can continue to promote that home ownership, that's what it's about, bro. That's
Yeah.
what it's about. That is our profession, 24/7.
Right.
It is
Most
it is
definitely.
about it is about putting people in homes.
Yes.
So you all taking off? No, because we had technical difficulties. So there's the missus.
Hello. I'll try
So
not to
I'm,
keep
I'm
them
out
too
here in the
long.
Longhorn Park, and he's over here in his home studio. Um, but I mean, that's what it is, man. That is what our day-to-day job is working for our clients to get them into homes.
Right. Yeah. So you bring up a great point. Let me ask you a question. I know it, you know it, but I want people to know it. What is the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor?
Oh man, we're gonna go on this one. Okay, a real estate agent and a realtor. A real estate salesperson is someone who is not a member of the National Association of Realtors. They have not earned the right to call themselves a realtor. They don't pay dues, and basically they don't abide by a code of ethics. They don't follow a
Boom.
code of ethics.
Yeah.
We as realtors pay our dues annually to our local association, our national association, our state association, and we have earned that right to use the realtor phrase.
Yes. I like
And
that.
and to me, and I know to you, and I know to everybody in our office, they've got great pride in that brand
Yes.
because together we are the realtor brand.
Right here, baby.
There you go.
I got the
Hey man,
realtor.
I one up you. I got the belt buckle.
Do you really?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. From the waist down, I'm not wearing anything. I'm just kidding, bro. I just had to throw out there, dude. I went to the gym this morning. I haven't been. I've been so busy all day that I go to the gym and I say, you know what? I'm gonna go drop off a sign at a property, and I'll go back home and shower up and get good stuff. Dude, I have not had time today for whatever reason, which is probably a good thing. To go and say, hey, I'm gonna shower. I literally I have shorts on right now and this polo on right now. So I'm just kidding, by the way. John, we're gonna go ahead and move forward. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions before we get to another segment here. You've obviously been doing this since 2005, and you've been doing this long enough. And right now, there's a whole lot of commotion, with trying trying to sell. That's the bottom line. Why lie? We're trying to sell. It's the market has slowed down. A lot of people are talking about high interest rates. High prices. You've been doing this long enough, '05, that you got an opportunity to see the ups and downs of the markets and the trends in the state of Texas. What how can you compare or not compare or contrast what's happening to today to what happened throughout the years, and primarily what happened in 2008?
Oh, dude, that one's very simple, bro. That one is very simple, and it is two totally different markets. In '08, and granted, '08, I was maybe 2.5 years into my business, and I'll freak you out with this one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
2008, man, my entire gross commission was $7,700. I went 6 months without a closing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I maxed out credit cards. I maxed out, everything I could. But you know what? I wasn't gonna let the market force me out. If I was gonna go out, I was going out on my time, my terms.
Yeah.
And but I mean, you've known me long enough. That's how I am.
Yeah. For sure.
That's how
Go
I am.
getter. Gotta hustle.
Yes.
Name of the game, baby.
Yes.
Name of the
So,
game.
and bro, I apologize. I had a really nice background plan for you. It was a really nice OU logo.
Dude, we didn't get even started, man. I just had this conversation with my neighbor the other day. I was very upset with certain things here and there, but at the same time, you know what? It is what it is. I don't. I This weekend, we had a 30 to 7. We're 30 to 7. At some point we're up to 3 scores, and
Yeah.
I was pissed because the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter, my son was like this on the bench. It was kind of getting bored. And then the fourth quarter comes around, and he's like, "Woo! Woo! Go K State!" And I was like, "This guy, you're walking home. You're walking home, baby." But how do for me, there's a lot that goes into it. Here's me as the coach, the football player, the football coach, thinking certain things, and then you have your fanatics out here that they say certain things, but as a football coach, you got to understand the mindset of your football player.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes into it, and so what I think Malik played a great first quarter, and then after that one interception, it kind of screwed with his mind a little bit, and I don't think he regained his poise back. But that's just my personal opinion as a football coach, football player, and I think that kind of like carried over second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and I know people were giving him a shit. Like that's. I mean, for me, that was don't give him shit. First of
Bro,
all,
it's all up here.
yeah, yeah,
It's all up here. It's all up
yeah,
here, and I'm not cutting you off, but I'm glad you said that because I was gonna go back to what our original talk was of '08 and what we're seeing right now.
yeah,
So I told you what I made in 2008. I told you, went 6 months without a closing, and it was up here. I had to win the game up here in order
yeah,
to be able to go. But and the reason I say it was the markets are very different and it's very simple is back in '08, bro, people lost their money. People did not have money to buy.
mm-hmm.
The market that we're in right now, people have money. They just can't find anything within their budget.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's two totally different markets.
mm-hmm.
Um, where you were dealing with people who had no money. You
Right,
know, they I mean, fuck it, dude, they lost it. They
mm-hmm.
lost it. My dad lost all his money.
Yeah,
But now people have the money. They've got the money. They just there was a big lack of inventory.
yeah,
And right now right now, what we're in, you've seen it. We've transitioned into a buyer's market.
Yes, most
We have
definitely.
transitioned into a buyer's market.
Yeah,
Are there some deals that are still selling over asking price? Are there some deals that are getting multiple offers? Absolutely.
yeah,
But
for sure.
we're not seeing 20, 30, 40, 50,000 over asking price. We're
Yeah,
not seeing people waive inspections. We're not seeing people waive appraisals.
we're not
That
seeing
was
5, 6, 7, 8 multiple offers. I haven't seen that in a while either.
exactly. So that's I mean again, it's very very simple. Two totally different markets is what it was.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I totally understand. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because when I'm talking to buyers and I'm showing homes, people always tell me, "Hey, higher interest rates, higher prices," and they always for whatever reason they're comparing 2008 to today. And you know, my recommendation is you buy your house today, tomorrow you refinance it
Yes,
because
absolutely.
because worst case scenario, you win something here because what's gonna happen is you're gonna buy a house or you don't buy a house because you're deciding to wait for the interest rates to drop. The interest rates drop. What's going to happen? The sales price is going to go up.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. What do you and Lori do every year when you file your income taxes?
What do you mean?
You request how much interest you paid from the
Oh yeah.
bank.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, we do the same thing. I mean, yes, the higher interest rates suck, but
Yeah.
in all actuality, if you look at the last 30 years, the 30-year mortgage, we are in normal times.
Most definitely. And that's
We
that's
are
the
we
argument I say.
Yes, we are in normal times. Bro, in '05 when I started, if you got a 7%, if you got a 7.25%, you were a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Everybody was averaging 8.5%,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody bitched and complained.
Well, let me ask you a question because this is the one I got today. you know, I understand that the average rate is about 8% lower than 30 the last 30 years, but he goes, hey, the price on this home is a lot more than it was 5, 10 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I understand that, but if you do the math, if you bought the house today, you do it at this percent interest rate, you do the math, and then you compare it to what you're gonna buy it for tomorrow at a lower interest rate, you might end up winning more with buying the house today than buying the house tomorrow, just
You're
because
absolutely right.
it might save you that $10,000 over the course of 30 years, or it might save you up to $50,000, $100,000 over the course of 30 years, and you can always refinance it, and hopefully it comes down lower. That's my
You're
that's
absolutely
that's that's my little pro tip there. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're absolutely right. But you know what though? I mean, for a lot of people, you know, I mean, you've known me for a while. You've known me for a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the way that I work with buyers is I get them to give me a needs and a wants list,
Uh huh.
and we actually break it down. And I tell them, give me your needs first, and then give me your wants. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and focus on what they need.
Hmm.
And then if we find something that fits their wants, perfect. But you know, I just because just because they're pre-approved for 300,000 doesn't mean I want to put them in a house that's 300,000.
Yeah. Put them
You
in a house
know,
for 100,000.
exactly. But actually, what I flip it on them is when they say, "Hey, my pre-approval is 300,000." Okay, that's awesome. What's your monthly budget though? And then that's when you actually find out. Okay, you know what? They're not going to want to. They're not going to be comfortable in a $300,000 house.
Yeah.
The last thing that I hate to see is when people max out their pre-approval, they're married to the house. They can't go on vacation. They can't go out to have a date night. They can't go on dinner because they've got everything they got is going to that house.
Hmm. Yeah.
And and the thing too though is it's great, man. I mean, you're seeing a younger people buying. I was 23 when I bought my first house.
Hmm.
but there was a stat, and I think Luciano, you might be able to look this up quicker than I can. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was an NAR stat that said the average first-time home buyer is actually 36 years old.
That's a today's stat though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you imagine the actual first-time home buyer is 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But here's another one that I actually heard that is actually more mind-blowing than that is the largest home buying generation is not actually the millennials. It's going to be the baby boomers.
Is that the
They're
55
retired.
plus?
Yes, they're buying retirement homes. They're buying second homes to be close to family, kids, grandkids.
They did something right. I don't know what
Exactly.
they did, man, but they did something right.
You know, but you know what? I mean, no matter who's buying a house, bro. There's nothing more rewarding, and you can attest to this. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing the joy when you're handing them the keys.
Oh yeah, dude. Look, honestly, and we'll switch topics here in a little bit. When I got my house, that was a very and you were my real estate agent. When I got my house, first of all, I was proud. I was happy. I was ecstatic. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get into the house, and I can't thank you enough for that. But that feeling got flipped when I became a real estate agent. No, I became a teacher because somewhere deep in here, I said I want to be able to help people. I wanted to help people in the classroom. I wanted to help people in the football field and in the weight room because that's me. That's my metal mole. You know what I mean? The
Yep,
football,
yep.
the weight, the powerlifting. So I wanted to help people. Period. And in teaching, I was able to do that. But when I helped somebody buy their first home, dude, that was I don't know, a whole other level. Because it's not easy to buy a house. It's not easy to know what the process is to buy a house. Oh yeah, I got to dish out money. Oh yeah, I got a monthly mortgage. But it's not as simple as that. You really got to take into consideration the process from, okay, how much money am I making today, to the process of getting yourself pre-approved, to the process of getting starting the shopping, to the process of making an offer, what kind of offer. And I asked you multiple times, dude. And even when me and Lori got married, we even put an offer on a house before I became an agent. I don't know if you remember that one house that we put an offer there on. Was it Stewart or
Three
something?
mile.
3 Mile Line, yeah. And I think my lucky stars that particular home didn't happen for us because we're completely 100% happy here currently. But what I was trying to say is there's a whole navigation process for
Yes.
purchasing a home, and that's what a real estate agent, a realtor does. We guide you guys whether you're buying or selling. It's the guidance, the navigation process. There's a lot that can go right, there's a lot that can go wrong, and that's what we're here for. So John, we're gonna move forward a little bit. I know you gotta go too as well, so I'm just gonna
No,
cover
you're good. You're good. You're good.
John, you've been doing this since 2005. Did you guys have the internet back then?
Actually, you know what? You know what? Gmar had actually just got the MLS online.
Uh-huh.
Uh, prior to that, bro, they would print the MLS books once a month.
No way.
Yes, and that's how you would find your properties. And up until 2017, when we got Matrix, bro, Barbara Moffett and a handful of other realtors were still getting the list on a monthly basis.
I can't fathom that. So I know when you were my real estate agent when I bought the house, it was already online.
Yes,
So yeah, and I have that, and I have some emails, and I'm not gonna share them on screen, but we'll talk about them here in a little bit. But it was already
but hey,
online.
but you know what? I'm gonna bounce back a little bit.
Uh
That's
huh.
the other big difference between a real estate agent and a realtor.
Okay.
Realtors have access to the MLS. We have access to everybody's inventory that's on the MLS. There's approximately 1,800 realtors within the Greater McAllen Association of Realtors.
Right.
Luciano, you know this. We can see everybody's inventory.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
that's the advantage of a realtor versus a real estate agent.
Hmm.
As a and and as a home as a seller, wouldn't you want your property in front of as many people as possible?
As front as many people as possible is correct. I'm big on technology, and you know, even this right here that I'm doing with the whole StreamYard thing, the whole podcasting, is part of the technology you know, I love tech and I love technology, and it's about getting that exposure, that
Exactly.
putting your property, and I can tell you right now, if I really wanted to, I could be like, hey, I have this particular listing, and somebody somewhere around the world is going to be watching this, hopefully, right? That's the idea. But that's the idea. It's the exposure that the seller has to put the property um on the MLS, right? And
Yep.
so what more can you tell me about the 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 growth of technology as a real estate agent from 2005 to today?
Oh man. You've got you hit it perfectly. All the technology.
Uh-huh.
Uh you've got realtor.com, zillow.com, Redfin. The a home buyer literally has a plethora of sites that they can go to start their home search.
Yes.
You know,
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I hope you don't mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is your take? And for me, it's me. It's it's the work that I put into. What is your take when you're dealing with a buyer that signed up on your website, but you know that that particular buyer is on Zillow, is on Realtor, is on Redfin, is on Trulia, is on this? What is your take, and how do you, as a broker, realtor, real estate agent, how do you manage that when you know that they're not just talking to you? How do you make that buyer? How did you make me? I know how you made me. How did you make me uh say, hey, Luciano, I'm the real estate agent you need to be working with?
Look, so it's one, I'm going to say it this way. There's only one of me.
Right.
And you know what? Nobody else is going to be like me. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to educate that client. I'm going to talk them through scenarios. I'm going to make sure that they see the value in me as a realtor. That's all. That's what it is. They
That's
need
all
to
it
see
is.
they need to see the value in you.
Yeah.
But and you know, would I love for every buyer that calls me to work with me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Does that happen? No, it doesn't.
Mm.
But but if I can get them to see the value in me, I hope that I stand out over somebody else.
John, why are the cops coming to pick you up?
They heard I skipped out on my tab.
I see, I see, I'm looking at your video here, and I see the blue lights coming at you. No, I feel you, man. So look, I'm gonna real quickly, I'm moving forward from the technology part. What I want to do is, I told you this is part of the part of the segment. So here's the thing. For those people that don't know, Jonathan was my real estate agent when I bought my house. All right. I bought my house in 2017, which, by the way, if you don't know this already, you all need to quit drinking and buy your house. That's how I bought my house. I quit drinking for about 3 or 4 months, and I was able to save money. So if you can't figure that out, you might want to look at your wallet and see where you're spending your money. But John, I started first, and I have the emails here to show them to people if they really want to see them. But I started first searching for my home in 2016. Okay, and you actually, John, you put me in contact with Africa. I
Yep.
don't, Africa, and I think she was with Cornerstone at the time. And you put me in
Yep.
contact with her, and I got myself pre-approved. We called it a day. I called it a day. I don't think I was ready at that time. Um, I'm a huge skeptic. I'm not somebody who if I'm gonna buy a phone, it takes me 3, 4, 5 months to buy this phone. So here's the thing, John, you put me in contact with Africa in 2016. I said, fuck it, I'm not buying a house today. Later on, I reached out to Africa, and for whatever reason, you are CC'd on this thread. I don't know why you're CC'd on this thread. I didn't reach out to Jonathan the second time around. You know what I mean? But you're CC'd on this thread, and I go. I'm gonna read the status here. I go. Hey Africa, I sent you my stuff. I sent you everything. She goes, yes, thank you. I will review it and get back to you. And then I reply about a week later. I go, hey, any updates on this? And she doesn't say anything back. And I say, hello again. I have yet to hear back from you. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it was 2 days later. That was a 48-hour turnaround. I'm pretty sure she was still reviewing all my stuff. By the way, guys, it does take some time to review your stuff. And then I was like, hello, I was just wondering if there are any updates. Oh, I already read that part. And then finally I get a call back or a text back or an email back, and you're CC'd on this. It says, hello, Miss Africa has your file for review. I will check so-and-so and get back with you in a little bit. And then Jonathan pops up into the thread and he says, hi, Luciano. He goes, hi, Luciano. I'm ready to assist you in the home search process. Unfortunately, I just got my notes or something like this. Here's the link to my real estate app. So you were trying to get your information back out there with me, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I go,
Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah. So I actually respond back and I go, hey, what if I already have a friend that's a realtor? And I'm just wondering, question mark. And you say, hey, I don't, you are free to use who you want. You don't have a buyer's representation signed with me. However, I will not show you any properties unless I get a guarantee that I will work with you. I was like, this motherfucker. But you go on. I can't afford to be showing you homes, and then another agent makes the offer for you. And you know what? That's happened to me. That's happened to me. And I don't like that. And so I totally understand where you were coming from. I don't like to show you 20, 25 homes, and all of a sudden you go with another real estate agent.
But here's the thing though too. The reason that the buyer's representation agreement is so important is because it is giving you that exclusive representation with the buyer and you as the realtor.
Yeah.
If you don't have a buyer's rep with the buyer, you are actually a sub agent of the listing broker.
Yes. What is a sub agent? I don't know. I mean, I know, but what does that mean to people?
Shit, dude, I'm gonna screw this one up.
We can skip it.
Basically, no, it's basically what it is. You've got the listing agent that's the listing brokerage, right? And you've got that particular listing agent or anybody in that office actually represents that seller as the brokerage. Because remember, everything belongs to the broker.
Right.
Everything belongs to the broker. So that listing agent is there. Now, you as a showing agent, as a potential agent writing an offer, if you don't have a buyer's rep agreement, you technically are a sub agent of that listing brokerage, and in a way are still not representing the seller, but are a representative of them.
Right. Yeah.
So, but also a buyer's rep agreement does not necessarily mean or entitle you to compensation as the agent, because you could get a buyer's rep agreement signed with everybody in your database and then never talk to them again.
Yeah.
And then pop up at closing saying, I have a buyer's rep agreement here. I'm here for my fee.
Oh, you got to do the work. You got to do the work.
Because you're necessarily not the procuring cause.
Right. No, you got to do the work because but see, and that's the point, and that's why I see where you're coming from when you tell me, hey, if I can't guarantee that you're gonna purchase with me, I'm not gonna show you any homes. I totally understand that, and now that as a real estate agent, I get that. You know what? And I'll continue reading a couple more of these emails.
Man, I really did not know I sounded like that back in the day.
Well, you don't sound like Luciano. You don't sound like Luciano reading them. No, dude, I saved these emails because I saved all my home stuff, but I thought this was a really good. Like I said, I'm a skeptic. I have a hard time buying a product this is a really good example as to why you need a real estate agent, because I've been there, done that, and because I'm a skeptic, because I have a hard time trusting. This is the perfect example. I can relate to people. But you said right here, you it says right, but I'm still. You said you are free to use whoever you want. You don't have a buyer's representation with me. However, I cannot show you homes. I will not show you properties unless I guarantee you will work with me. I can't afford to be showing you homes and then another agent takes the offer. Please take my statement. You said this. Check this out. Please don't take my statement as rude or not wanting to work with you. I'm just stating facts.
And if you remember correctly, that's back when I had that jacked up Ford pickup, man, and gas was $4 a gallon.
I do remember that correctly, man. Gas was expensive at that time, because
Yep.
I had my well, I was driving a Ford F-150 on a lift kit as well. I do remember that, and then I
But
responded with, "Go ahead."
but no, but I'm gonna stop you right there. Remember too, your criteria of what you wanted and what you ended up buying don't even match.
Yeah, no, they don't. I think I was looking for what 3, 4, 5 acres.
Yep.
I wanted a ranchito, which, by the way, dude, think in hindsight, I wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have worked the rancho. I wouldn't have had time. Like I eventually ended up, buying the house that I bought because I came to the realization, me personally at the time, that with my coaching schedule, I'm just coming to sleep. That's
Yeah.
it. So I didn't need 4, 5, 6 different acres. Um, and then, we continue the conversation right here. We go back and forth 2 or 3 different emails, and you tell me, I go, hey, I already have a friend that's a real estate agent. And then you go, you may want to check with him what else he needs from you. And we go back and forth a couple of times. And I guess finally I said, you know what? I think I need you. For long story short, but that was me being a skeptic, and that's what I wanted to share. I think I've told you this story a couple of times. I have these emails, not because, you know, not for any bad reasons, but rather to show as an example. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's an example for me. Um, John, moving forward, a couple questions I have to ask you.
Yep.
Do you rather be a listing agent or do you rather be a buyer's agent?
Man, if you look at my sales over my career, I'm probably a 50-50. Although in the last couple of years I've transitioned more to a listing agent, and the reason being that when we started Remax in 2019, obviously I stepped in as broker, and more of my responsibility is being available to the agents, being in the office to help them out more. Um, because at the end of the day, I am responsible for everybody in that office.
Yes.
I am responsible for everybody in that office. But not only that, if you get out there and you make a mistake, I want it to be a mistake that I told you, not because you made it on your own because you had no guidance.
Right. And I
Um,
can attest to that, man. You've been an excellent broker. I call you and I call you on all kinds of hours, and you seem to be able to respond. So I can't thank you enough for that, man. So thank you.
dude, I remember, and I'm actually pretty very responsive. But I remember there was a couple of times that Anita got mad at me. Anita got
What?
mad at me. Dude, literally like 10 minutes before my wedding, I'm still working deals.
No shit.
And Anita pulls me to the side, and gets pissed off at me and bitches me out. And then recently had a baby girl, 6 weeks old tomorrow.
Woo, congratulations.
Uh, Clarice's literally giving birth, and I'm there. I'm there answering clients.
Hey, what's going on,
Yeah,
baby? What's going on?
yep,
Hey,
yep.
no,
So,
we can't make this purchase right now. Nope. Yeah, let's go
yep.
for it.
So, but it, that's why. I mean, that's how slowly transitioned more to a listing agent, predominantly than a buyer's agent. A lot of my buyers are referrals. Actually, they're just flat out referrals. And to be honest with you, I can track my business. Last year, I was at an 87% referral rate, re-
Wow.
repeat referral. Um, and that's critical in this business. We went back to the very beginning when you asked me what my biggest challenge was. That I said I didn't have a sphere. You know, I've got a sphere now. I've
Mhm.
got a sphere now. I got referral partners. I got a referral network. And you know what? I'm using it. I'm
Yeah.
using it. But
Yeah.
you also know this, man. I'm not afraid to get out there and go shake hands, knock boots with people in order to get business.
Just don't kiss any babies.
Yeah, no, 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 we ain't doing
Or
that.
what is it? So don't shake any babies.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't want that. That would be bad.
Yeah,
But
then you get Clarita really getting mad at you.
exactly. But you know, it. I mean, this business, especially now that we're getting into, social media is great. Social media is great. These podcasts that you're doing are great. Which, by the way, I hope that you do get that message from Nick Bailey at Remax.
Hey, you were I CC'd you in there. I don't know.
I saw that. I saw that.
I CC'd
Uh,
he doesn't know that you were on there. I was like, I'm gonna CCC Jonathan just in case. Because he's the broker, you know. I was like, hey, why is your realtor reaching out to me? But no, I
but
CC'd you on that.
but you know, I mean, look, being a listing agent is great. Obviously, you've got some expenses that go involved with it. If you want to hire a professional photographer, you know, if you want to do some additional marketing, you've seen it here the last couple of weekends. We've been doing some open houses.
Yeah.
You know, all that is stuff that comes out of our pockets that people don't think about.
Let me ask you a question, you know, and I was doing some thinking about this because you heard it. The stat was 60,000 realtors left the business over the summer or something like that.
In the first quarter.
Yeah. So I talk to people. I talk to real estate agents. I talk to you guys. I talk to a lot of I read, and one of the ideas and the concepts, you know, you're starting to see a lot of open houses today. It's not as easy as it was 2 years ago to sell a house.
Correct.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No, no, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. I've got the paperwork sitting on my desk. You know, one of the benefits of being a Texas realtor is we get access to that market view.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was something last year. Last year, I think it was something like home prices in McAllen were up like 23%. This year, they're only up 7%.
Yeah.
Days
Yeah.
on market last year were about 1.8, 2.1 in that range. Right now, they're 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You know,
And so you got to put more work into, you know, I personally don't really like doing the open houses, but I understand why we have to do. You got to do the work. You have to do
yep,
the work. You gotta. It's not as easy as it was when I first joined. You know, and granted, the first 5 or 6 months I was like not selling anything, but once I got the ball rolling, it was easy. You know, like it was easy to make a sale. And today it's not as easy as it was when I first got started. And you know, homes are you know. You have multiple offers in the house, and today that's not the story. You know, today your house is sitting on the market 30, 60 days, you know, maybe more if it's a commercial property, even longer, you know. So and that's the distinction that I wanted to make when it comes to being a listing agent, buyer's agent, and how hard it's gotten today compared to yesterday, not yesterday but 2 years ago, in selling homes, because people still expect you to sell your home in one day, 24 hours, you
yep.
know, and that's not the case.
Well, here's the other
John,
thing.
go ahead.
Here's the other thing too, though. You know, if you as a home seller get an offer, or you as a listing agent get an offer, I'm a big believer, a huge believer, that your first offer is usually going to be your best offer.
I
And
like
I'm also a big believer in working that offer until it absolutely cannot go anywhere.
I like that.
Because, you know, and well, here's another one. I actually had somebody ask me, what's the market value of my home? And I said, look, here's what the comparables say. This to this. This is your range. That's what the comparables say. They're like, no, what is the market value? Market value is simple. What are you willing to take? What are they willing to pay? End of story.
And the story.
End of story. Look at the last couple of years. Market value was all over the place. You're looking at homes 30, 40, 50,000 over the asking price.
Mhm.
Why? Because a buyer was willing to pay that.
Yes.
And that determines your market value.
So, so, you know, we got a comment right here. Let me see if we can share that. Check this out. Good insight, supply and demand. Oh, baby, that was from Lori.
Is that coming from Lori from across the room?
No, no, she's actually watching this somewhere. I told her, hey, we're running some. We had to push back 30 minutes, and we're starting a little bit late. And she was like, okay. So she's watching this somewhere out there. I don't even know where she's at because I'm pretty sure that if they were here, I'd have the TV running or something like that. Oh, she's in the parking lot right now.
Hey,
Look at that
I'm in
one.
the
In
parking lot.
I don't know which parking. She's probably in the driveway or something like that. But going back to we got Greg. Oh shit! Look at that, man. We got a couple of comments here. Greg, said 100% right there, man. Cool beans, dude. So we did get a couple of viewers so far. But yeah, going back to the supply and demand, we got supply and demand, right? And that's what determines your market value. John, we're getting close to the end of here our podcast. A couple questions that I want to ask you. Obviously, when I became a real estate agent, I go, hey John, I'm a teacher. You know that. What do I have to do to get my license? What do I have to do to make more money? Because I didn't want to be stuck making 45, 60K a day. I wanted to make more out of myself, right? What guidance can you offer to people who are watching this? You as a broker, what guidance can you offer to people that are aspiring real estate agents or realtors?
Okay, so the first one, and if I'm gonna just say it this way, first one is don't expect your broker to give you leads.
Okay.
I think that we are fortunate enough where we can hopefully provide leads for the office. But I know some brokerages that don't provide any leads. You as an agent have to be out there doing the work.
Yeah.
You've got to put yourself in front of people.
Uh-huh.
You've got you've got to not be afraid of the work. And I think and I can say that now, but when I first started, and I think Luciano, you might be able to say, way, when you first started, there was some fear involved.
Yes, there still is fear.
There's some, and you know what? Fear is good
Yeah,
because
makes you hungry.
yes, and you know what? 18 years in the business, I still walk into every listing appointment. I still walk into every meeting with a buyer with a small ounce of fear.
Yeah.
What if they don't like me? What if they don't want to work with me? But you know
Yeah.
what? If they don't, that's my fault, not theirs.
Why is it
Because
your
I did not earn the business.
okay?
But the other thing too, I'm going to focus on the keyword earn. Just because you know somebody, just because it's a family member, a long lost friend, they don't owe you the business. You still got to earn their business.
Yes, you gotta prove it to them.
You know, and you know what? If you walk into that listing appointment, hey, my commission is X. How are you going to earn it? What are you going to do to earn it? Remember, everything is about earning and what you're going to do to earn it. That's what I get that mindset of I'm not going to get paid because I'm going to get paid. Get that
Right.
mindset of I'm going to earn it.
Right. So I'm adjusting myself here in this chair. Um,
Hey, bro, I've been standing for the last 30 minutes.
well, I got my badass chair here, dude. So you know the chair that I'm talking about.
I know which one.
A super executive, heavy duty chair. I broke. For the people that don't know this, in the office, I broke a chair. So I broke that chair. John, I want to ask you another question. For people that are looking to become real estate agents, what are some essential skills slash education or networking strategies that us real estate agents need to succeed in this business?
Say the last part of that question.
what are some strategies that us real estate agents need to be successful in this business and to maybe move forward and move forward as a broker or something, own a
Oh man,
business?
look, I can. I mean, you know this. I can probably teach anybody how to sell real estate. They've got to have the drive. They've got to have the hustle. They've got to be willing to learn. All things that you as a coach probably can attest to.
Right.
But dude, the biggest strategy, bro, is they gotta be willing to learn.
You know what? And I
And
hear this all the time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong. You know, for the new agents that are coming out here, would you say that you got to tell them to be coachable?
yes, 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 absolutely. Because look, every transaction's different. You know that.
Uh-huh.
Every transaction, even if you're selling your neighbor's house, it's a different transaction. They've got to be coachable, but they've got to be willing to learn on a transaction by transaction basis.
Yeah.
I've been doing this 18 years, bro. Every closing that I have, I replay every transaction in my head. What could I have done differently?
Yeah.
What could I have done differently to help it close sooner? If it fell apart, what could I have done differently to keep it alive?
Yeah. I do
And
that too all the
I
time.
think that's what makes me. I'm gonna just say it. I think that's what makes me a great real estate agent, a great realtor.
Yeah.
Is I'm always willing to learn and willing to adapt. We talked a little bit earlier about all my alphabet soup after my name. Those are are investments in myself to better my clients. I'm putting in that further education so that when I get out there in the field, I can be at the top of my game.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. You know, when I first started as a real estate agent, man, I was in classes left and right. Like, I
Yep.
just needed to learn because what we learned in our classes. I mean, I don't know about you, but what we learned in our classes for real estate was a limited amount. It was all the
Yeah.
theoretical stuff, but you got to learn how to use the contract. You got to learn how to fill out the contract. And so I went crazy and I did the contracts class 3 or 4 times when I first got started because I needed.
I remember you called me one time. You're like, "Hey, man, I sent you a commercial contract. Can you look at it?"
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "Yeah, cool." I'm like, "What are we doing?" "Oh, nothing. I just want to go over it together."
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like,
I remember that. Dude. But see, that's the kind of person I am. I gotta make sure I know exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. But see, that being said, dude, one of the things, and you said it right now, every transaction is different. I sent you this thing right here. I learned from it, but it wasn't the one that I was gonna end up using. It ended up being different. And every transaction, especially in commercial, there's so much
well,
shit that
and
can.
and he, and here's the other thing that I do as broker, and you know this. I'm there to help you, but I want you to fill out that contract to the best of your ability, and then send it to me. I'll review it, and then we'll go over it together and
Mhm.
correct what needs to be corrected.
I
I'm
was
not
over here
just
sending you fake contracts.
I'm not redlining it and sending it back to you without an explanation.
Yeah.
Because if we're making changes, I want you to understand what those changes are and why and how you can explain it to your client.
Yes. And that's why I was doing fake contracts, fake
Yeah.
offers. I wanted Jonathan to help me review it. John, we're gonna go ahead and move forward to start closing it out here.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the sustainability. No, no, no. We're not gonna ask that question. Well,
I was gonna say, bro, you starting to use some big words, bro.
no, well, where do you see the future of Texas real estate agents? Are we gonna get an influx more of agents, or are we gonna get are we gonna lose agents in the industry here in Texas? What do you think?
I mean, man, dude, if you look at it, the McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, FAR, Metro, MSA area, we're the fourth fastest growing in the state. Austin that you saw was growing at insane numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Houston and Dallas are growing at insane numbers. Um, I think Texas is going to be primed for growth for years to come. And that's because, and I'm going to say it this way, and we're not going to discuss any politics, but that's because we've got forward thinking coming on here in Texas. Um, you know, are we going to see a drop in Texas Realtors members? It's possible. It's possible, but I've been speaking at the new member orientations at Greater McAllen Association of Realtors, and they're 25 plus new members a month. 25 plus new members a month. Which is great.
Right.
We've got a lot of people that are showing interest.
And you
But
said a
here's
lot
the
of those
thing.
were teachers, right?
What's that?
You said a lot of those were teachers.
I was about to say that. A lot of those real estate is their second career, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of those are that real estate is their second career. And you know what? I'm going to say it this way. There's plenty of business to go around. Plenty of business to go around. Am I a producing broker? Yes, I am. But I am not in competition with you or anybody in the office because, like I said, I'm generating my own leads, my own repeat referral business. But there's plenty of business to go around.
Yeah.
I mean, to just simply go sit at a McAllen planning and zoning meeting. Go sit at a Edinburgh planning and zoning meeting. Look at all these developments that are coming up. I mean, bro, this one's huge. College football coming to the Valley.
Ooh.
You know,
RGV, baby.
yeah. I mean, what kind of future business is that going to bring in?
Yeah.
You know,
We're gonna get professor.
yeah. I mean, dude, look at what SpaceX has done. Look at what SpaceX has done. And then the part where we are in the Valley, bro, we're 2 hours from Monterey.
Yeah.
They're building that huge Tesla factory in Monterey.
Mm-hmm.
We are primed in Texas, not just in the Valley. We are primed in Texas for growth for years to come.
John, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions, and we can go ahead and close out with this.
Yeah.
First question: is the metro area here going to grow up, or is it going to grow north?
Man, it would be nice to see it grow up.
Okay.
It would be nice to see it grow up.
Does that mean it'll make it more expensive?
No, not necessarily.
No,
Not necessarily.
I don't know. I
You
just
know-
assume that cost of living in Austin is something that's, in my opinion. But there's also spots that, and I got to rephrase. There are areas in Austin that are not as expensive as the central area of Austin. So,
Correct.
rephrase that.
But
Go ahead.
but I'll say this though. This. I come from a farming background.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is still a hay farmer. Bro, all this land that I grew up cutting hay, baling hay on, McAllen Convention Center, Tres Lagos, all of that is developed.
No,
If you look at the maps, if you look at the city maps, a lot of the cities are getting close to being tapped out, and they're having to go into their ETJ, their extraterritorial jurisdiction. But here's the other thing, though: do we have the infrastructure for it? Do we have the water for it? That's why I think it'd be nice to grow up a little bit, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I really think we're going to grow out still, but growing up would not be a bad thing.
I agree. I think growing up would not be a bad thing either. Get a couple of buildings out here, skyscrapers. See what happens with that. John, my last question to you is: how many agents do we have in the office?
We are at. I checked today. I've got 22 that I'm sponsoring, 23 with me.
Next question: what is your goal? How many agents are you trying to have in the office? Do you want to get to 100?
Honest answer?
Yeah.
I think I could single manage 30 to 35 by myself. After that, I feel that we would need a team leader, somebody to help manage that. But I don't want to lose that personal touch with the agents. I want them to still call and have questions, and I be able to help them.
Almost definitely. Yeah, no.
Could I do that with 100? It's possible, but are some people going to be feel left out?
Yeah.
That's highly likely, and I don't want that.
Okay. Fair enough. And I asked.
But bro, this. We got the Westlaco office.
Yeah.
So, we're Remax Platinum now in McAllen and Westlaco.
Oh yeah, no, and I asked because I'm 1,000% positive that people are gonna start hitting you up right tomorrow. After this podcast, and be like, hey, I want Jonathan to be my broker.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
I hope
We
not.
are.
Let's go.
We're there. We're there.
Yeah, no, for sure, John. I want to thank you very much. I know you drove out to Laredo tonight, and you had your stepson's birthday, and thank you for being on the podcast show. Thank you for providing your insights for not only me but any of our listeners that are out there. People that are interested in becoming real estate agents, people that are interested in becoming brokers. You have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of insight to the market. And that's what I wanted this episode to be about. I wanted to see and pick John's brain, his ideas, his thoughts, his career journey, and take it from there, and so that people can know what it is, one, to be a broker, to be a realtor, to be a real estate agent, what the differences are, and take some sort of insight in regards to the market, in regards to how technology has and we didn't talk all that much about technology, but we can talk about that in another episode. How technology has advanced in the real estate industry. John, do you have any last final comments for us?
I mean, you asked me at the beginning who I am, and I'm Jonathan Lindley. I'm broker of RE/MAX Platinum. But to be quite honest, I don't exist at RE/MAX Platinum without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just Jonathan. But you guys there at the office, like, you give me the opportunity every day. You give me the trust every day to be y'all's broker. That's something that I don't take lightly. And this is you mentioned I'm out here in Laredo. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for 2 hours. I'm going back home. But also too, I can't do what I do out in the field without the support of my wife. You know, she's a big believer in my business. And without her support, I don't, I won't be able to accomplish half of what I've accomplished. And you know what? And we're just getting started, man. We are just getting started.
I feel that. All right, well, John, thank you so much, man. She insisted, dude. She just wanted to come onto the show real quickly. She was trying to get onto my chair, and she's like, "Hey, you should start the blog." I said, "You know what? We're just gonna put on the show real quickly. This is Penny. This is our little Chihuahua of the house, and she was messing with my chair, and she wanted attention. But John, thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate you.
No problem, bro. Thank you.
Be safe on the road back. Want to make sure you're here tomorrow. Yeah. If anybody has any questions, where can they reach you?
You can call me on Luciano's phone. He'll take my personal calls.
956-862-1556. Guys, if you guys are we're trying
No.
to make,
They can reach me on my cell, 956-929-1583. Send me an email, jl@jonathanlindley.net.
great stuff. For those of you guys that are tuning in or have tuned in, you guys can follow us on our podcast, the podcast Martinez RGV Homes, a real estate podcast. We don't only talk about real estate, we'll go ahead and talk about sports and any other topic that comes into mind, right? So, John, thank you so much. You have a great one.
No problem, bro. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.